Before I start, I will show you the two versions of my document. The first version will be without any formatting, and the second version will be my final product after performing all the editing and formatting. So this is how my first document will look like once I haven't performed any formatting in this document. And this is my second document after I have performed all the editing and formatting. If you like this video, then please subscribe to my channel, and also please make sure that you do not skip any part of this video. First of all, I will list all my headings in a plain text in the Word file. This will be a kind of storyboard for my write-up. In my document, I have listed some of the basic headings for a thesis. This include the title of my thesis, and then I will have the headings related to abstract, acknowledgement, declaration, table of content, list of figures and tables. Then I will have a sample chapter number 1 and few of the generic headings into the chapter number 1. Then I will also include chapter 2, in which I will basically list few examples of headings. Then I will have a chapter related to methodology. In this chapter, I will include few tables and figures, and I will try to demonstrate how the captions can be assigned to these. So if I start editing my document, first of all, I need to define my normal text size into the document. For this, I need to do, I have to click this normal, then click modify. From here, I can change all the text attributes like I can change the font size, font color, and all the relevant information related to this font. After doing all these steps, I will click OK. So basically now I have assigned the font style to my normal text. In the next step, I need to define the heading styles of my document. For this purpose, I will click this ribbon of headings. From here, I have the heading 1, 2, 3, and 4. Basically, what I will do, I will pick the heading 1 and I will assign it certain style. So if I right click on the heading 1, I can have this information of modify. From the modify, I can have the several text options, like I can change the text size, text type, and the style of the color. After defining all these parameters, I will click OK. And similarly, I can also define the heading 2 and style related to the heading 2. And after performing all these functions of assigning the text properties to this heading 2, I will proceed toward the heading 3, and I will assign all the basic information related to the heading 3. In my editing, I basically need to have 4 styles. For the case of simplicity, I will keep it to the heading level number 3. Similarly, I can perform the editing for the heading 4. Right now, I do not need to perform the formatting for the heading style 4, so I will cancel it. After defining all these heading styles, next I will convert all this information to the relevant pages. For this purpose, I will be using section break. First thing I need to tell you is the section break is very useful as compared to the page break. When you insert page break, you simply go to the next page. But when you insert section break, in this way you can have the different page layout. You can assign different page numbers. So section break is more useful as compared to the page break if you want to have a lot of formatting in your document. So what I will do, I will right click this layout button and I will click the section break of next page. By clicking this one, I will be sending all my first chapter to the next page. Now I have my chapter 1 onto the next page. Similarly, I can also send the chapter number 2 onto the next page by clicking the option of layout, and then I can click this option of section break. From here, if I click this option, so the second chapter has gone to the next page. Now I need to define the headings for my chapter number 1. So for defining headings for my chapter number 1, what I need to do, I will go to home, then I will click the right style. I have assigned the heading number 2. Second headings like background, problem statement, scope, aims and objectives, and thesis organization. After assigning heading styles to my headings, the next thing I need to do is I need to assign different heading levels so that I can have the numbering along with my headings. And once you will click this heading level, then you will have all the numbering assigned to your headings. If you are okay with one being written against chapter 1, then you are basically ready to go. And if you are not okay with this one, and like me, you need to automize your chapter 1 so that you do not have to manually change chapter number 1, 2, and 3. So you have to perform an additional function. So in the next step, I will perform this function, and basically this is optional. Next, I will introduce some text into my document. For example, write some introduction to your research. Now I will copy and paste all this information in order to generate few paragraphs. Later, I can modify the properties of these paragraphs. As you can see, we need to change the line spacing of this text, and we also need to add some spacing before the start of the paragraph. In order to change these properties, I have to go to normal and then click modify. From here, I need to click format, and from the format, I will go to paragraph, and from here, I can change the line spacing to 1.5. Then I will press OK. It is also important that you only add these styles and this formatting to this document only. Do not add this text and styles to all the documents of the Word. In order to change paragraph, I again need to go to format, and from format I will go to paragraph. From here I can introduce spacing before and after the paragraph. and I will press OK. As you can see, now our chapter 1 is almost ready and it looks okay. Now we'll go to chapter 2. As you can see, its heading has already been updated because we previously assigned it the style of heading 1. So after this, I will go to chapter 3. I need to click at the start of this text, and then I will press layout, and from layout I can introduce a section break. Now the chapter 3 is on the next page. Next I will assign the heading style for this chapter, and I will remove the excessive text from it. Now I have to insert the caption for this diagram. So I will right click, and from the right click I can go to insert caption. From the insert caption, I will give some caption to my figure 1, for example, scanning electron microscopy image. I will press OK. Similarly, you can also assign caption for the figure 2, and from here you can also include the chapter numbering as well by clicking on the numbering and then clicking this option of include chapter number. And so if I turn on this option, then I can have this chapter name included into my caption. So I need to remove it for the time being because I want to keep my caption simple. I need to click update, and from update my figure numbers and table numbers, they will remain in correct numbering. So you have to do it manually. Now I need to go and change the text style for this caption. I will go on to the caption style and I will click modify. And from this dialog box, I can change all the text properties for all the captions in my thesis. And I will press OK. So basically now my all caption styles have been updated. Now I need to insert a table into my file in order to demonstrate how the properties of table can be changed and how the tables are handled in a Word file. So I have inserted this basic table into my document and I will modify some of its text. So from here I need to insert the caption for this table. I will go at the start of the table and I will right click and I will insert caption. From here I can have the caption for the table by selecting the option of table, and I can also include chapter number if I want. In my case I am excluding it. After assigning caption to my table, I need to change the style of this table. So what I need to do, I have to click this table, and from the design option I can go and I can select the relevant style for my document. And if I click the style, so basically now I have the style of my desire. The next thing I need to do is I can also select this table and I can again go to design and I can select any other type of design, and I can also modify this design. I have to right click it, then I will click modify, and from the modify I will go to the formatting, and from the format I will go to border and shades, and I can add all this relevant information. I can also add fonts, size and all that relevant information. After adding this information, I will press OK. Now I will do some basic formatting for my Word file. For example, I will assign this material section a second heading, And I will also assign this method section a second heading. After this, I need to send this chapter 4 on next page by inserting a section break. And here I can also assign a style to chapter 4 by going to home and then clicking this, and I will remove the excessive text from it. Similarly, I will send chapter number 5 onto next page by inserting a section break. And from here I can also assign a heading style to the chapter number 5 by going to home and then clicking on this heading style 1. After doing all this, I will insert new pages for all remaining 3 headings. I will not assign style for these remaining 3 headings. Now I will go to the title of my thesis. I will centerline the text and I will insert a new page break for it. Please remember that I'm inserting a page break because it will be helpful for a continuous page numbering. So then similarly, I can send the abstract to new page. Similarly, for the declaration, I will send it to a new page. Then I will remove this excessive space and I will make it centerline. In the next step, I have to insert a table of content into my document. For this, I need to click on references, and from the references, I can select the option of table of content. From here, I can select a desired type of table of content. So I will press this table of content so you can see a table of content has been generated. Over here, I will insert a new page break. And here I will insert my list of figures and list of tables. For list of figures and tables, I need to go to references and I need to find these options for the list of figures dialog. Or if for the timing, if I cancel it and I go to table of content and here I try to find list of figures and tables, and you can currently see that both two options are disabled over here. So I will cancel this option over here and I will again go back to that this table of figures dialog box. If I click this option from here, I can select table and I will press OK. Now you can see a table has been generated into my document. For list of figures, I will again press this button and from here I will select the option of the figure. And after selecting these options of figures, I will press OK and a new list of figures will be generated into my document. Here I will introduce a new page break so that my list of table is on a new page. From here, I will scroll through my document to see if I have left the formatting of any object in this document. So now I'm scrolling down. Here you can see I haven't assigned any formatting to references. So I will go to home and assign it my heading style 1 for references. Similarly, for my appendices, I will assign it a heading 1 style. From here, I need to go back to table of content because I have inserted some new headings and I also need to modify the page numbers. And if you can see, I also need to remove title of your thesis from my document. Now, if I scroll down, you can see my headings of references and appendices, they are absent from the document. So I will go on my table of content and I will update the whole table of content. So now if again scroll down, you can see the new headings have been included into my table of content. Now I want to remove this title of your thesis. I will go back to first page and here I need to make this title of your thesis as a plain text and I will change the formatting of this plain text to make it look like a nice heading. After this, I will again go back to my table of content and I will update it. And once I will update, then you can see that this headings of title of your thesis will be removed from my table of content. So here I will update it, update entire table. And now you can see that heading has gone from this table of content. Now I need to assign page number to my documents. So I will go at the end of the page 1, I will click at the footer area and after double clicking on this area, I can have this option of page numbers. From here, I will select the required page formatting. Now you can see page numbers have been assigned to my document. Here I want to say that I want to exclude page number for my title page. So I can select this option and I can remove the page number from first page of my document. So you can see the page numbers have been removed from this page. Now if I scroll down, you can see that the page number 2 is present on my document. And now I need to change the formatting of the page number 2 by right clicking it and then clicking formatting. From here, I can assign the Roman numbering for my introduction part of the thesis. So I will click this and I will press OK. So now you can see Roman numbering have been assigned for my introductory part. And you also need to remember that for my introductory part, I only inserted page break instead of the section break. So this page numbering is, if I scroll down, then you can see at the end of the page 1 of introduction, I have my page number as 10. I need to restart my page numbering from the chapter 1. So I will right click it and then I will click format page numbers. And from here, I can start my page numbering at 1. So you can see my page number 1 has been assigned to chapter 1, page 1. And if I scroll down, so you will see all the page numbers have been updated accordingly. Now I will again go back to my table of content because my page numbering is outdated. So I have to update my page numbering of the table of content. Now you can see my page numbering has been modified especially for my introductory part. Once you will click this update table, you will have two options. First option will be only updating the page numbers, and second will be updating the entire tables. So if you are only inserting new pages into the document, then you only need to update the page numbers. But if you are inserting new headings and you are making a lot of changes into your document, then please make sure that you select these options of updating the entire table of content. Now I also need to make sure that my list of tables and list of figures is included into my table of content. For this purpose, if I scroll down, you will see that I haven't assigned any heading to my list of figures and list of tables. So here I will introduce a text list of figures and I will assign it the relevant style of heading 1. And similarly for the table of content, I can assign the similar properties. So you can see now I have updated my list of tables and list of figures. After completing this step, I will again go back to the table of content. And before going to the table of content, I need to make sure that I need to update my page numbers. And how I can update the page number? I will right click on this table of figures or list of tables, and I will click this option of update field. And from here again, I will have two options, and I can update my table of uh, and I can update my list of figures and list of tables. So here I will again update my table of content. After I have updated my table, you can see the list of figures and list of tables is also included. But there is one problem. I haven't assigned my table of content any heading, so that is why my table of content is not present into the table of content itself. So I will again go at the start of the table of content. Here I will insert a new heading and I will assign it as a heading style 1 for my table of content. After assigning the heading style, I have to remove this excessive information, and I will also make some text adjustments. And now you can see there is duplication for the table of content. So for this purpose, I have to change the type of table of content. So I will select this table of content with just basic information of content. Now I will again scroll through my document. If I go down in my document, everything looks okay. And I need to update this table of content that I will do at later stage. So far so good. One thing important, for appendices, we assign the page numbers starting with the name of the appendix. For example, if I have appendix 1, then I will assign the page number like A1, and for the appendix B, I will assign the page number B1, and for the appendix C, I will assign the page number C1, and I will proceed accordingly. For the appendices, instead of using alphanumeric page numbering of A1, A2, and onward, I will suggest you to use the simple page numbering of numeric type like 1, 2, 3, and onward. So that means effectively you do not need to perform this function, which right now I'm going to demonstrate. But if you want to opt for this method, then you have to find further way out for yourself, because I will just give a brief introduction to this step, and this step can get very tedious if you are not very well familiar with the page numbering. For assigning the page number to appendix, I need to go at the bottom of the page 1 of appendix A, and here I will right click, and from the right click I can modify the page format. So if I click on this option, and from the top down menu I have to select this numbering ABC. So for the appendix A, I need to start my page numbering with A. So after this I will press OK. So now you can see I have assigned the page numbering of A to my appendix A. Similarly, for the appendix B, I can assign the page number starting with the page B, and I will have the similar procedure for assigning the page number. So once I have assigned the page B to my appendix B, so now I will show you a limitation of this method. So here I will introduce a new page under the appendix A, and now after introducing this page under this appendix A, you can see its second page is labeled as B. So you can see we already have assigned the page number B to appendix B, and we also have the page number B for the second page of appendix A. So now this is a problem, and you have to manage around this problem as per your need. Now I will scroll through my document to see if there is any further need for formatting. Here I need to update my table of content because I have added new pages in appendices and I have assigned it different page numbers. So I will update the entire table of content, and if I will go down from here, you can see that page numbering of appendices has also been updated. So far so good. All the document looks neat and in orderly manner. In methodology section, I need to make some changes. For example, I want to show you how you can cross-reference a text in methodology. Here after materials, I will list a text, and in this text, I will insert some cross-reference. For example, the properties of the materials are listed in table 1. Now here I need to insert a cross-reference. I will go to reference and then I will click this button of the cross-reference. From here, I can select the option of table, and on the right drop down, I can select the only label and number option. Once I have selected these two options, I will click insert, and once I will click insert, so I will basically insert a cross reference for my discussion. Now I will show you some further formatting by inserting a new table into this document, and from here I will further modify its properties. So I will go to insert and I will click on this table. From here I can insert the table. For the time being, I will keep this table empty and I will only assign it a caption. So for assigning caption, I have to select the table, then I will right click and I will click insert caption. From here I can insert the caption for this table. If you remember, in our discussion, we have referred to a table, and after we have inserted a new table, so now our table of discussion, it needs to be updated because we are now actually referring to the table 2. So what I will do, I will right click, and from the right click I will click update, so it will update my table of discussion. So now I will have this statement: the properties of the materials are listed in table 2. In the next step, I have to change the layout of my table. So I will select my table. Then after selecting my table, I will go to design, and from the design, I will select the relevant style for my table. So now our table has been updated to regular style of our document. Now I will quickly scroll through my document to see if there is need of any further editing. Everything looks okay. Now I will again go back to my table of content and I have to update the page numbers because I have introduced some new information into my text. Similarly, for the list of figures, I will again update list of figures and its page number. And this thing is important. I will only change the page number because I haven't introduced any new diagram. I will also update my table. I will select this table, then I will click right. From here I can update my page number of this table. You can see the full table has not been updated because I have to update the entire table. So in this way, table 2 has also been included into my list of tables. Next, I will show you how you can refer to a particular section in your document through cross-referencing. For example, if I go to Introduction and here I want to refer to section 2.2 and I can add some text. For example, the manufacturing process of asphalt is discussed in section 2.2. So how you can do this thing? You have to go to reference, and from the reference again you can select the cross-reference. From here you can select the option of numbered item, and once you have selected the option of numbered item, the next thing you have to go and find the section. So I have selected my section 2.2, and from here you need to insert the option of paragraph number. And once I've checked it, I will click insert. So now my section has been cross-referenced. So similarly, you can use this option for referencing your sections in document. Now I will go back to the start of my thesis, and from here I will demonstrate you how you can assign different page orientations for your document. And for this it is important because after the introduction part I have been using the option of section break. So within a particular section break you can have one type of the page orientation. So if I go to my appendix and I here click on layout, and from the layout if I change the page orientation to landscape, so basically a new page layout has been assigned to my page of appendix, and you can see all the previous pages, they are in simple portrait form. Please remember that the by default page size in Word is letter. So you have to change the page size according to your need. Maybe you will need the page size of A4, and once you have selected the right page size, so you are almost done with your formatting. After this is simple process of modifying and adding information to your document. At the end, if you find this content useful, then please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, and you can also share this information with your other classmates who might be in the process of writing their thesis or the project reports. And that's all. Thank you so much.